Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Single Chronicles. I am your girl R.S. Lewis, aka Insomniac Writer, and today we are talking about why, actually, it's a confession or limitation. I don't know what to call this, but this is an episode where I just have unconsciously decided that I'm probably going to be single for the rest of my life. Yeah. So, if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, or actually, you can't really comment unless you're on Spotify, but make sure you bookmark, save, favorite, heart this podcast, whatever you got to do so that you can be notified for future episodes and stuff. And for everyone else, welcome to the Single Chronicles. Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, I took a week off of recording. Actually, I had such a shit show day last week, so I couldn't record and get in the studio for a new episode. So here I am again. Even though I had a crazy topic that I wanted to talk about last week, and I said, well, I'll talk about it this week. And it just didn't happen. So here I am. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm actually on my Instagram live. So hi, Instagram. I've been on TikTok lately going live for these recordings because people actually gift me. So y'all can hit badges here on Instagram if you want. And then on top of that, Instagram would not allow me to go live. Even when they said that I was no longer in trouble and I was appealing and I was going through all this other stuff, they said, hey, bros, we gonna let you go live. And then I still couldn't. It would just lock and freeze. So I'm here on my Insta going live. I might take this off and go back on TikTok because TikTok shows me a little more love than Instagram. I, I did the shadow banning. I mean, both apps do the same thing. They have algorithms and things of that nature, but it's just very frustrating to the point where I just be like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just not going to just do this. I'm not going to aggravate myself over this shit and stress myself because I mean, you find yourself online all fucking day trying to garner followers, trying to, interact. And there's all these rules just so that the things that you post will get shown to the people that follow you. Like, I don't even care if it gets shown to people that don't. Show it to the people that follow me. Because for the life of me, they don't see anything I post. But that's neither here nor there. Today, I am back in the studio, in the saddle again, and I'm talking. We got another Single Chronicles chit chat, and I'm not gonna make this super long, but I had an epiphany. That was the word I was looking for when I did the intro. I had an epiphany that I think I'm gonna just be single. I really am. Because the dating pool, it just fucking sucks. And like, then I'll go on Insta or TikTok or whatever social media app. Heaven forbid, I go through my DMs. I got DMs that are, I guess, they say requested, and I'm scared to go in there because every time I go in there, I see some shit that I can't unsee. And it doesn't matter what content I post here or on my other pages. Like, I'm even the dog, Hazel, my dog has her own Instagram, and we created it to, save memories and stuff like that. I'm sure probably some stuff in there. Some guy be like, hey, I saw you jogging. You look good. Here's a picture of my dick. I'm like, what? Come on, bro. So I just get that, and it's just so frustrating. So now I'm just like, hey, F it. Let it be what it's gonna be. Let it ride, and I don't check them anymore. So I just got to the point, it's not even worth it. And I just don't. So and I mean on my fitness page, I do check them because every now and again I'll get somebody that says, hey, I want to know about classes, where you're located, what are you doing, what type of stuff you offer, blah, blah, blah. So it's business related stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool, bet, that's what's up. But then other times it's just like, it's the spam, which is cool. I can just go past it. That's easy to spot. And then it's the other shit. Like, and one person actually, he had me fooled because he legitimately seemed interested in my fucking class. Because he was like, "Yeah, I have a friend. I think she might like your class because it's all women." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Yeah, bet. All right, cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, join. Have her come down. Matter of fact, first class on me." Because at that time I was switching locations and I was trying to get people to come to the North Philly location because I guess it's not it's in North Philly. So people were like, I don't know if I want to come to that. So I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get people to come. So I'm like, if you come Wednesday, it's free. That was it. That was what I was trying to promote to get people to come, yada, yada, yada. But after chit chatting and explaining what and who I'm attracted to, it went there. Homie still found a reason to throw his wanker in my damn DM. And then I said, I give up. I give up. And so, I was just so irked. Cause it's like, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not trying to have some dude come at me and say, "Yo, why you talking bad about dudes? Well, you women do this." It's that the whatabouts, the point the fingers. Everybody, when you bring up something that bothers you or alarms you or triggers you or whatever, the first thing, instead of someone being accountable and saying, "You know what, you're right, I should not do that to you." I'm not talking about the shit you're doing for and to yourself that triggers somebody. I'm talking about the shit that you go out of your way to do to someone, and they tell you that it bothers them, and you, instead of being accountable for that behavior and just owning up to it, "Well, you did this, so I had to do that." What if I what? Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't care if a woman posts something risque, because my fitness page does have risque content. Like, I teach a twerk class, so yeah. But I can't even say it's just that because people will go to the other pages that have no pictures of me or no explicit content. This is why I never wanted to post that anyway. I just stuck to the Zumba stuff. And I still get that feedback. So it doesn't matter. It don't matter for shit what you post. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you do. Some ninja is gonna find his way into your DM and saying inappropriate. Now, do women do the same? Yes. I'm not gonna sit up there. I'm talking about my interactions because I do get some females that do it. I get some females that say some inappropriate stuff to me. It's not as often as men, but I do get that every now and again. I get some chicks that's not my type that slide in my DM and be like, "Yo, da da da, da, I want to do this, I want to do that," and I'm like, "Ew." And then you got the guys who do the same thing. So it's, what I'm saying is that if I bring that up to you, if I'm saying this is something that you're doing and I don't like, own up to it and just be like, "All right, you're right. I'll stop said behavior." Not say, "Oh, well, you posted this picture and it got me hot and bothered. So I had to let you know that you got me hot and bothered." Bro, I don't give a shit with the picture. Like, yo, I see pictures and videos and content of food. Some of that shit makes me want to fucking vomit. Some of it makes me hungry. But do I go out of my way? I don't go out of my way to now. I might comment and stuff. I'm not saying you can't comment and share your opinion, especially when you put content on social media. Obviously, it's going to get some type of reaction and feedback. It's going to get comments, positive and negative. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when you go out of your way to tell someone, "Yeah, this is bothering me," all right, um, own up to it. Just be honest. Just be like, "You know what, you're right." So moving along, Mr. So and so. I'm not even gonna put his name out there. Jorge or whatever the hell his name was. I couldn't remember what his name was. But anyway, he put it out there. And I told him, I'm like, no, told him on several, at least he asked, could he send me? He was like, "I want to send you something I think it's going to turn you on." And I said, "Bro, stop, skirt. I know exactly where you're going with this, and no, thank you, thank you, but no, thank you. I'm sure there's some females out there that want to see it. I'm not one of them. I don't give a shit about your winker. I don't want to see it. Okay, the only one I want to see is not attached to a human male, and it is not made from human parts. Got to connect it to something. If that, just joking. But anyway, the point is, I don't want that. So at first, he was cool about it. He was like, "You're right. You know what? You're right." Did it any fucking way. Like, oh my God, that video you posted, it just got me hot and bothered. So, like, I didn't want to post this shit. It's just, I gotta tell people this is the type of class that I teach. And it doesn't matter if you do it tastefully or you hint at what you do or whatever. Somebody's always going to say, well, you posted it. This is what you're going to get. And like I said, I understand that that comes with the territory, and I'm not even going to be mad about it. And I've talked about this before. However, not to play devil's advocate, there was a time where I used to dress very modest. The first time, like when in my earlier life, I dressed like a complete thuggish boy. Baggy clothes, everything had to be 2 sizes, 3 sizes too big. And then I was smaller than I am now, so, didn't matter. I didn't it wasn't social media back then, but I still had somebody's son always found a way to say or do something inappropriate. Then when social media really we went from MySpace to Facebook to Instagram and so on and so forth, I I got more in tune to my faith, and I started covering. I started dressing very modest, more, typical of like the way almost the way a Hasidic Jewish woman would dress. And still inappropriate comments, inappropriate things were said, inappropriate shit was sent. So it don't fucking matter. Everybody always say, well, if a girl's doing this, she's asking for it. Even when she don't, she's still asking for it because that's what's going to happen. And I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm not trying to be to point the finger, yada, yada, yada. But because us women, not that we have to be responsible for some dickhead's behavior, what we need to do is let people know from the giddy up what you can, what you will, what you can't, and what you won't put the fuck up with. And then once you start really doing that consistently, once the vast majority of women start doing that, feminist movement, I mean, of course, folks gonna get mad. Then you get to a point where the the things kind of, will fall back just a little bit. And yes, you're right. We are living in inappropriate times. However, another person's actions should not dictate your actions. I've seen it's like you get these rappers and these famous people, they walk around flashing jewelry and looking like $1 million or whatever, very expensive things on their body, on their persons. Just because I don't have the money that they have, or just because a person doesn't give me the right to go snatch that shit off their neck or snatch that off of them or steal it out of their kid's mouth or whatever. So what I'm saying is that the the lack of accountability for one's personal behavior is at an all-time low. People don't want to be accountable. It's easier to blame, to victim shame women that get assaulted. It's easier to blame, dudes out here that's doing stupid shit and be like, oh, well, he's doing X, Y, and Z. So I had to react to that, you know, and it just happens consistently more and more. And it's like, then you get, and then I hear these dumbass podcasts, other podcasts, people get up here and defend the hypocrisy. Well, if she wasn't doing X, Y, and Z, or if he wasn't doing X, Y, and Z, I would not do that. We live in a world where we lack accountability. We live in a world where it's not about being inappropriate. It's about the just the lack of accountability that's always been there, that's always been here, and people thrive to it. It's easier to blame someone else for your own actions than it is to take responsibility for them, and that's the problem that I have. um I don't give a crap. It's people out here that look hella fine. That don't mean I'm gonna jump their bones because I ain't got no self-control. I'm not a toddler, you know. Look, the one day I was hungry and I left my wallet at home, came to work, and I was like, damn, left my wallet. This is before Apple, Google Pay, and all that other stuff. And I came to work and I was hungry as shit. I was like, damn, I'm gonna be here for 8.5 hours. What am I gonna do? Do I go in the store and just nab stuff? Oh, they got insurance and blah blah blah. They're gonna throw it out anyway. No, that was my fault for not preparing for my day, rushing out the house. I went to bed late. I woke up late, rushed out the house, got to work, didn't have my lunch. I wasn't prepared. That's on me. So now, every time I go to bed late or whatever, I make sure, all right, well, it's going to bed kind of late. You better make sure you got your lunch or make sure you got your money or whatever the case might be. And that way, even though now, if I leave my wallet, I just be like, oh, shoot, let me just pull out my phone. Boop. But even now, I still always go back to that moment and I always go back to that feeling. Be responsible, lesson fucking learn. You won't do that shit no more. And then, you know, I'm prepared. God favors the prepared, or so they say. But in this case, I didn't say, oh, because I'm hungry and this store can afford to replace the little bit of food that I'm stealing. And I didn't make some bullshit ass excuse. I didn't go shoplift or do nothing and there are some people that get to that point where they don't feel that they have a choice. And I'm not condoning it or whatever. I'm saying me personally, it doesn't make it right. So I'm not going to do it. I just found that so very fucking, it's fucked up. And for me, in that case, I'm not talking about if I was homeless and, circumstances and nothing. I'm talking about me having a full-time job, having money in my pockets, not much, but some enough to feed myself clearly and leaving my money at home and then just mad because I got to be at work shit longer than 8.5 hours if you include the commute home and back. So that was always that's always the reminder in the back of my head. You know, someone else's actions shouldn't dictate my actions. Just because someone does something to me or not even that if they do something to me, like I don't always have to react negative or positive. I just don't. And we don't always I think we live in this world has always made some people feel that they don't have to be accountable. And it always made people feel comfortable that they can say whatever the fuck they want to say, they can do whatever they want to do. And the minute you do say something, you're a B word, you wrong, oh, you're triggered, you're angry, da 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 da, name calling and all this other shit. And it's just fucked up. But it is what it is. So anyway, back to the DMs. So now that's why I don't check my shit. And I just don't. I just get to the point where I'm fucking tired. Fuck that. So anyway, the next person that slid into my DM, um, and we didn't have like any angry exchanging of words. I just told him straight up, dude, I don't even like dudes. And he was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. But you didn't know that. You just thought I wanted to see that. Even if I did, like, who said I wanted to see that? Like, I just don't be getting it. I just and maybe help me because even women do this. They be like, oh, let me show my boobies to some random person. One of my thing is, who asked you to personally do that? And don't get me wrong, I've posted risque shit before. It ain't the first time. I'm not saying that you can't post something a little sexy, little thirst trap. I'm saying show your full out privates to somebody you don't know that didn't ask for it. That's what I don't understand. Like it's like we all got those pictures in our phone. We all got them ready to go, especially when that conversation comes up. But who says that because even if y'all talk sexual, even if y'all had a sexual exchange of words, who says that you have the right to send your dick to her? Exactly. But the shit happens, and here we are. And this is why I don't check my DMs. And I'm probably missing out on money. Like I've even on my main account, I've had people send me stuff in regards to writing, especially when I used to do freelance writing a lot. And I was a freelance writer for hire. So I would, look to get those contracts or those people that would not go through the service that I was working working through originally, but just general GP and ask. Or if it might even be something that I don't do, but it might be in relation to writing. Like someone, I've had people say, "Oh, do you write screenplays or are you a screenwriter?" And I'm like, "No." There's general questions. You see, insomniac writer. Okay, what the hell do you write? All right, bet, got you. So I get that, but it's not always that. So now I just got to the point. You know what? Fuck these DMs. And why that relates to me saying I'm just going this epiphany I had, and I'm going to wrap this up because I'm getting tired. I realized because even if I get to this point where I'm like, you know what, I think I might want to date this person. This person is nice looking. They seem interesting. Yada yada yada. Let's proceed to the next step. I'm going to ask the questions, the tough questions, right then and there and get to the bottom of it. I don't like my time being wasted. Do you want kids? Where you want to live at? What how much money do you make? What's your credit score? What is the relationship with your parents? What is the relationship with your exes, especially those exes that you had children with? What is your mental state? There's some other tough questions. I got them written down because sometimes I can't remember off the top of my head. And people are like, well, damn, why are you trying to know all my business? Because I'm about to give you all my fucking time. You damn right. And if people wouldn't be so afraid to ask those questions, like you're not afraid to send your fucking penis into the internet and into the inbox of a person you don't know, when you got the audacity to sit up here and fucking say, why am I asking you personal questions? What in the entire hell? And then when I say we're not on the same page, you know what? It looks like you're looking for something that's completely opposite of what I'm looking for. Go on about your day. Thank you very much for your interest. Just like an applicant, thank you for your interest in our company, but we are going to be going with other options and other applicants, or we're going to hire within, or whatever PC term that HR sends out to people that send in a resume and they're not, qualified for. Yeah. Thank you for your consideration, but no, thank you. And when you even be polite, I don't even get ignorant with people. I try to be nice. That's that inner people pleaser of me. I'm nice, and then the person will still be like, "Oh, fuck out of here." It's like you're mad at me because I don't want to allow you access to my space. So now you're mad at me. But there's more. Here's the kicker. Let's just say I entertain the fucktivity. Let's just say I say, you know what? You're right. Fuck it. Throw the drawers off. Let's just say I do that. I get judged. I would get judged on the behavior that you wanted from me in the first place. Case in point, let me break that down. If I give it up on the first date for whatever fucking reason, not that there's nothing wrong with that, honestly, and I've talked about that before. We might just be vibing. I might be ovulating, throwing some alcohol in the mix. Bad choices are in the forecast. But let's just say, for example, I have an easy moment. It's not that I do this with anybody or everybody and yada yada yada. Let's just say I entertain his fucktivity. Guess what's going to happen? He's going to, oh, she for the streets. So if I don't give you any, I'm being extra. I'm being Joe. I'm a bitch. If I do, I'm for the streets. So you got to walk this fine line between being accessible and know exactly when to cherry pick the moment when you're going to let that person in even further physically or whatever. And then you gotta like not be too rigid, but you can't be too tight and rigid, but you can't be too, you know, I can't make this shit up. So all right, I can't give it up on a first date, but I can't make you wait too long. I can't ask you personal questions, but I can send you naked pictures of myself and be able to receive naked pictures from you. Okay, I'm jotting the notes down, and this is the fuck why I don't want to do this shit anymore. That's why a long time, a couple years ago, people said, "How long have you been single?" Since 2017. Gladly. Oh, you want to be the cat lady and the rose, and y'all already like. I love when people say, "Well, who gonna check your engine?" Like, motherfucker, I got a family of fucking mechanics in my family. Car trouble has never been a problem for me. I have contractors in my family. And that will never be a problem for me. And I know some of this stuff myself. Not with these new cars. New cars, you need to plug shit into shit. But the point is, I'm just done. Like, there's nothing that you can say to make me just not want to waste my fucking time. And then you got the ones that seem good and seem okay, but there's a compatibility. And I already know that there's a compatibility and there's going to be some headbutting down the road. So instead of wasting your time, getting your feelings involved, getting my feelings involved, and us knowing that we're not compatible, because I'm going to ask you the things that are you into? Like, you're gonna want to know the things that I'm into. Do you like hot weather? Do you like cold weather? There's it's little small things that you don't think are personal. Like, do you like to vacation? Do you like to travel? Do you like, are you a horror fan? Like little small stuff to even big stuff. Do you want children? Do you want to get married? What is your religion? Like, what are your faith? What is your political ideologies? Like things like that can cause rifts in a relationship in the future, and when people don't address it head on because they're so caught up in that chemistry, that instant chemistry and not true compatibility, they end up having problems. The relationship doesn't work. And then boom, here we go. Problems down the road. And then you're back to square one. So I just saved myself to cut out the middleman. I'm good. Financially, sexually, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, I'm happy by my fucking self. And it is okay if you choose to do that. If you choose to cohabitate and you want a commitment, that's fine too. That's beautiful. I'm not against any of those things. I just don't want those things right now. And maybe I'll change my mind again. Maybe I'll get to the point where I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give him enough chance. Maybe not. Because I don't have time anyway. So anyway, I want to thank y'all for tuning into the Single Chronicles. How old I am 42. I will be 43 in a few months. Thank you so much for tuning into the Single Chronicles. Instagram. Like I wanted to try it. I usually TikTok is more lively. But at least I have this recorded, so if I want to use footage later. But anyway, I want to thank you guys on Spotify for tuning in to another episode of the Single Chronicles. And I do have a new t-shirt design, and I have some stuff in my merch store. I also still am having that sale. Use promo code FLASH25, all one word, FLASH25. Yes, please use that. I'm gonna talk more about that in the promo spotlight, as well as in my closing remarks. But stay tuned. We got the writer's reflections, and I'll get off of live for that. But I got a question. Do you see yourself getting married one day? Nope. Been there. I tried that. Nope. Not anymore. I dodged that bullet like Neo, and I don't intend to put myself in the line of fire ever again. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, the future is an edge and stone. I might walk out this door and meet the person. It could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be whatever, and they will change my mind, or my mind will forever be changed. So I don't say that I just don't and I won't. What I'm saying is that my outlook, honestly, I'm not looking. And it's usually then when it happens, even though I wasn't looking before, when mofos decided, hey, do you want to see my penis in your DM? Christ. They fooled me. They fooled me. Like the perverts are getting smarter. They come in your DM like, hey, I see that you're a writer. What types of things do you write? Do you write? Are you for hire? Da, da, da. And then when you answer all those questions, get past the buffer, or they ask me fitness related questions. Oh, do you teach hair? What kind of where are you teaching at? Blah blah blah. Da, 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 what the prices? Once you get past that buffer, mofos find a way to slip and slide and slither in with the dick pic. I can't win. Anyway, let me get out of here. Thank y'all, Insta. I'll probably be back on TikTok because even though I got more followers on my Instagram gets no love and my TikTok do. So I will be back on TikTok next week. Actually, I'll be on TikTok for class tomorrow, but I don't know. I might get back on here. I don't know. I haven't been on live so long, and this app has just been problematic to me. Just give up, but we'll see. Hey, hey, hey. I just wanted to let y'all know I'm having a big ass sale in my merch store. And I got t-shirts, I got mugs, I even got yoga mats. Y'all ain't don't even know. I got yoga mats. Yoga mats ain't cheap, but they're not made cheap either. So I need y'all to head on over to my Insomniac merch stores hosted by Spring, of course, and get you something. Like right now, I'm rocking this tee that says, I am not your fetish. And you want to know why I'm rocking this shirt? It's because, and I should have mentioned this in the podcast earlier. I'm not your fetish. Like, I don't care what you fantasize, oh, you're a black woman. You're this, you're exotic, you're that. Nope, not your fetish, not your fantasy. Stop it. Stop dehumanizing. It's dehumanizing. Anyway, I ain't trying to get political on my post. Go check out the merch store and use promo code FLASH25, FLASH25, and get you something. Get something for somebody else. I'll guarantee you love it. Okay, that's not my slogan. Anyway, guys, yeah, again, use promo code FLASH25 and get you that merch. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Single Chronicles. Today, we talked about my epiphany. I kind of was all over the place about why I've chosen to stay single. And while it really was one topic that I wanted to discuss, there is a deeper issue at hand. And to be honest, that deeper issue of why I've chosen to stay single, it lies in more, not so much the people that I come into contact with, or the people that DM me or whatever. It's the people I choose to give my time and energy to. And I had to understand why I was giving my time and energy to these people, even if it was just to exchange a number and take it one step further from, sending the message on the DM or whatever to something else further. So once I got my mind in a place of only cultivating peace and positivity and only wanting to fully heal from my prior traumas and learning why and discovering why I allowed these people into my space. Once I got to the root of these things, it started to make sense that I just didn't want to be with anyone right away. And I've said it so many times on the show to other people. It's not that you attract the bad only. And sometimes to some extent you do. Because sometimes opposite energies attract. And sometimes you can have like a positive light within you that attracts people that can't cultivate that life. Like me, I try to just be positive. I try to be energetic. Like if you ever come to any of my classes, you'll see that I just try to have an aura about me. And this has been something that I was told, that I have an aura and an energy that just is very inviting. And even when I'm like on the train, like if I decide not to drive into work and I take the train into town, there have been people that just start a conversation. Shoot, I've even been the type of person to start a conversation. There are 2 Starbucks by my job that I frequent, and I know people names in there. Like I know the baristas, even if I recognize them at another, say, hey, it's just, that's just the type of person that I am. And even if I don't know their name, they know who I am, and it's kind of like, the question that you usually ask, what color is your hair going to be next week? So I try to not be the type of person where a person can't approach me. I'm not unapproachable. However, sometimes when you seem very approachable, you have a certain look, and I do post risque things from time to time that gives people the idea of the type of person they think you are. And I'm not saying that excuses it or makes it right, but it does invite a certain type of energy. And I had to just realize that I'm taking a calculated risk by putting myself out here. And I knew that. And that's why I was apprehensive to put like twerk videos and stuff like that in the beginning. And it wasn't that I cared or didn't care. It was the fact that I just didn't have the time and the energy. And I wasn't mad that I was getting these pictures and getting the sex conversation and just talking about nothing but that. It's tiring. It's exhausting. And I would just get it all. Just like, dude, like, I want to talk about anything else. It's just like when, over the last couple of years, that's all people talked about: Trump, politics, right, left, liberal, conservative. It's like, oh my God. Did they talk this much about stuff like this before I was old enough to vote back during the Reagan administration? I don't know. But it seems like I think it's worse now because it became heavily divisive. Just like 2020, 2021, even parts of 22, all people talked about was COVID. So it's like, all right, fine. But those things at some point passed or died down. I mean, even though they're still talking about Trump and whatnot, those things died down. And you kind of moved on. But it's like, now it's just like all people want to talk about is sex. And it's like, as much as I enjoy it, as much as I like it, as much as the next person, that's not all I want to talk about. That's not how I want to break the ice. People feel like, I always thought that was a risque subject. That, like, people are so comfortable just hopping on into that conversation and then getting into that mood. And I never understood that, to be honest, but it is what it is. So, I moved past that and just said, I don't even want to entertain it. I don't have the energy anymore. And maybe one day I will, because I know there are people out there that genuinely feel like they could treat me the way I want to be treated, or whatever the case might be, but I just don't want to be bothered. Sometimes it's a compatibility thing. So I want to thank y'all so much for tuning into the Single Chronicles. Be sure to check out, the spotlight of the week, which is me. And I will be chit-chatting to you guys later. Next week, I have, I'm trying to get a guest on here. I'm trying to figure out how to do this with a guest. And because there is no space in the studio now. They've turned it into a closet. Ooh, that's my tummy crumbling. Time to go. Now it is time to go. So I do want to bring a guest. I may do this on Zoom. I'll have to figure out how, because I no longer have Zoom anymore. And we'll figure that out. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to end this like I always do. And that is, be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself. All right, guys, take care.